Yeah, something sinister. Wanted to make sure. This is the Forgotten Horrors of Vine, which, if you guys know Vine, oh my god, Vine used to be a blast, and then it kind of like died.
Allow me to take you back to a simpler time. It's late into the night, and you find yourself mindlessly scrolling through your phone, just the same as you do every night.
Same as
But
it ever
this
was.
isn't YouTube, and TikTok won't get popular for another few years. No, what you're scrolling on is a little app known as Vine. Sure,
Vine,
the
do it
app
for the
itself
Vine.
needs no introduction.
Aha.
During its heyday, Vine was the source of countless viral moments that would later be etched into the brains of a generation. But in early 2017, the popular app vanished.
Oh my god. Good morning!
I can't believe.
Ella, shut up. we were filming.
If you were one of the people scrolling on Vine late into the night, chances are you probably saw videos from Adam Perkins. In 2015,
Yeah, forgive him for the way
I
they
don't
murdered
think you
Vines.
could be anywhere near the vicinity of a Chili's restaurant without
Welcome to
hearing
Chili's.
Adam's voice in the back of your head. Prior to being deleted,
Forgive them for the way they murdered Vine in plain sight. Yeah, I really do miss Vine.
Adam's Chili's video had accumulated roughly 25 million loops. This was a huge deal back then, and it seemed like
I think they didn't even get paid back then, or at least like it was like literal pennies on the dollar.
Adam was setting himself up for future success in the entertainment world. But like a lot of other Vine stars at the time, Adam's trajectory came to a halt following Vine's abrupt shutdown in 2017. And following this, it seemed like Adam had faded into obscurity.
That's why all I'll say is this way you should never stay on just one platform. Like for me in regards to the agency stuff, when I have people come on board, I usually start them on a Twitch, but I try to encourage them through guidance to branch out to other platforms, X, YouTube, etc. The reason for that is if something suddenly happens and it just falls apart, well, you know, you need something to fall back on. And yeah, I mean, never just keep yourself on one platform. And if you're doing really well on one platform, that's awesome. That's definitely when you should start considering branching out to another platform.
With his platform taken away from him, Adam decided to attend New York University and
Good for
pursue
him.
a career in music. Many people don't know this, but in 2018, Adam released an entire album under the name Plasteg. The overall production
I did not know
and
that.
vibe of the project was a clear indicator that Adam was no longer the silly kid filming vines in his free
The engine, circuit meditation, wet system, Siamese connection, fine guy, redwood revere.
time. Instead, he was now an artist who
A
wanted to
pedigree.
be taken seriously. But this would be the first and final album Adam would ever release.
That generally happens, sadly.
This photograph was posted to Instagram by Adam's twin brother, Patrick. The caption reads, "My brother, Adam Perkins, passed away this previous Sunday on April 11th,
geez, that's terrible.
2021. I can't even really put into words what this loss means for me. I'm often asked this question, what's it like to be a twin?
That's terrible,
And my
man.
response is usually, what's it like to not be a twin? Being a twin is a very central part of my identity. It's all I've known."
Now I'm going to feel terrible next time somebody's like, hey, welcome to Chili's. I'll be like, oh man, that's a damn shame. You knew about this? Well, then why'd you keep it a secret, huh? I'm joking, of course.
And I'm struggling to find the words to explain what it would be like for me to live in this world without him, my best friend. Following this post, a number of news outlets and users across the internet began speculating about how the teenage Vine star had passed away so early. The details of Adam's death initially remained a secret. The only new information given to the public came in the form of various posts left behind by Patrick, which gave viewers a small glimpse into Adam's life prior to his passing. But with heightened pressure from the public, Adam's cause of death would eventually be released.
Was it uninstalling?
By the
Maybe
time
not.
the medical examiner got to Adam, it was too late. An autopsy report would later show that Adam had a number of illicit substances in his system.
Oh, geez, man.
One of these was a
That's
particularly
terrible.
fatal amount. After speaking with Adam's loved ones, it was determined that his death was a complete accident. Many individuals across the internet have taken the time to collectively mourn Adam via various posts and compilation videos. It's always shocking to hear about the loss of someone like Adam, someone who was inadvertently a part of the lives of so many people. His videos bring forth a sense of nostalgia for a time that we can never return to.
I think that stories related to Vine are so interesting because that's such a well-documented period in history. Like right now on YouTube alone, there are
I'll say that's such a good documented moment of history, but it's also a lot of I don't want to say lost media, but I guess it's very akin to lost media because you look for like a lot of these I'll say Vine stars loosely, and it's kind of like, well, what are they up to? Well, I don't know. They kind of just fell off afterwards, and I don't know. It's like, it's sad. If people hadn't have had the foresight to download these Vines ahead of time, I mean, that entire like ecosystem would have just been scrubbed.
so many compilations of old Vines that you may have forgotten ever existed. We're actually getting pretty close to the 10-year anniversary since Vine shut down, which is kind of crazy. So I think it's only natural that during this period of time, people are, looking back at Vine with, this sort of sense of nostalgia and fondness for a time that you can never get back to. But, because I think it's such a nostalgic time, I think that naturally sort of causes people to look back at that time period with rose-tinted glasses. And this kind of allows for stories like Adam's to fall to the wayside. And unfortunately, Adam's tragic story is just one of many hiding behind this generation-defining app that we know as Vine.
The following footage is from Delvin Irving, prior
I
to
remember
his
Delvin.
death.
This
Delvin is
stuff I didn't
perhaps
know about,
better known
sadly.
by his Vine persona, Von Mar. He was a creator posting public pranks to his Vine page. These clips predate many similar pranks in which individuals record themselves destroying public property for the sake of shock and attention. Von Mar started a trend known as "put 'em in a coffin."
Put him in a coffin. Put him in a coffin. Squad, put him in the coffin. Oh, come on.
Squad, put him in a coffin.
People taking part
It
in
was
this
a simpler
trend
time back
record
then.
themselves saying the words "put 'em in a coffin" before crossing their arms and flopping their back onto something like a supermarket display. But the more extreme versions of this saw Von Mar jumping onto vehicles in the street or random parked cars in a lot. These pranks would often result in damages to store products and personal property. And I can't say this for certain, but given Von Mar's later track record, I highly doubt that he paid for any of these damages.
Yeah, I probably didn't.
But none of that mattered to Von Mar. He was receiving millions of views. Each viral put him in a coffin.
But was he making any money? That's the thing. I mean, like, views are all well and good, but I mean, you can do things just for the love of the game, right? Like, I get that. And maybe you're somebody that you don't necessarily want to make any money yourself, but I'm pretty sure that you would have somebody in your life you would want to benefit off of your success. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Often video only fueled the audience's desire for another one. And at the end of the day, Von Mar was happy to oblige. But after a video posted in February of 2015, things changed pretty quickly.
Put him in a fucking coffin. You know how we rockin', man? What happened? You calling 911? You calling 911? Call him. Hurry up. You heard me? Put him in a fucking coffin. I'm on World Star. Go crazy.
Oh, World Star.
Hey, World Star, though. World Star.
This video,
What
where
the
Von
fuck,
Mar
man?
does the coffin trend in a 7-Eleven, would rack up 5 million views. This naturally made it easy for police to find him.
Naturally.
He was eventually sentenced to 2 years probation and 60 days in county jail. On top of this, he was also ordered to pay roughly $1,000 in restitution and court fees. Perhaps one of the most interesting aspects is that when viewing re-uploads of the 7-Eleven video today, there are a number of people in the comments section praising Von Mar for his actions. And while the 7-Eleven clip is probably Von Mar's most well-known controversy, there's actually one that's even darker.
Oh shit.
World Star Hip Hop posted the following video to their Instagram page back in March of 2017. This footage would later be referred to as the "We at Yo Mama's House" video. For context, Von Mar and 3 of his friends can be seen talking to a woman in her bedroom. The group briefly leaves the room before Von Mar walks into the woman's son's room and wakes him up. Just as the video ends, Von Mar turns to the camera and says he's too young to realize. And though the World Star version
Yeah,
ends
actually,
here,
I have seen that video
this
before.
isn't the full video. There was speculation online as to what the exact circumstances were surrounding this video. The main theory was that Von Mar and his friends were at the mother's house.
I think we all know what the meaning of the video was.
Because they were paying for her services.
Yep.
Unfortunately, after fact-checking these rumors, this was, in fact, the case. My heart honestly breaks
figured.
for the son. Not only does his mom refer to him as mean in this clip, but she is actively choosing to engage in these activities when he is still in the house. It's honestly baffling to me that Von Mar would make it a point to wake the son up and taunt him, and then cash in on the moment online.
Damn.
In 2023, following years of silence, news came out that Von Mar had died at the age of 32. According to this GoFundMe organized by Von Mar's parents, he had passed away suddenly due to a complication from a previously undiagnosed medical condition. The hope of the fundraiser was to raise money so that Von Mar's parents could provide for the children that he had left behind. Despite his reputation following the World Star video, many people remember Von Mar as a funny guy and a pioneer in the public pranks genre. And while it's not my intention to negatively influence his remembrance, I think that people deserve to know the full details about some of the things that he did.
Yeah, I'm curious myself.
So these next few stories, unlike the ones we've heard about already, all feature individuals who are still alive. But
Oh,
before we
good.
get into that, I just want to take
I
a
thought this
moment
is
and
good.
say thank you so much for taking
I'm
the time to check out this video. If you enjoyed it and you would like to see
I'll
more,
try to pause
please make
on a
sure
face
to
where he's not
subscribe
making a
to
weird
Something
face.
Sinister. Now, on to the next story.
I'm glad that the video is not just going to be people that passed away from Vine. That would be a real freaking downer.
What is up with everyone? everyone that I went to high school with getting married and having babies. I'm just like, do you want to get drunk? I have a baby. Does your baby want to get drunk? When you really dislike someone, you should take a moment out of your day and just sit down and ask the Lord to give them explosive diarrhea.
The videos you are watching were posted by a creator known as Jessie Smiles. Though most of Jessie's content featured her acting out funny skits and talking to the camera, she did sometimes collaborate with other Vine creators. But while most people know Jessie for being on Vine, she also had a YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Here,
I remember
she
that.
would post longer form content, challenge videos, story times, you name it. But as 2014 rolled around, individuals in Jessie's personal life and online noticed a decline in her mood. The once funny and eccentric creator was now appearing as though she had less energy. It was around this time when Jessie posted the following video to her YouTube channel.
I am sure you're reading the
Damn.
title of this video and probably thinking, what? I woke up with this idea of this video burning in my head, and I knew I had to do it.
In the video, Jessie shares her story about how she was taken advantage of by her boyfriend during October of 2013. And though Jessie did not outright name the person who took advantage of her, it didn't take long for viewers to figure it out. Because this wasn't just an average, ordinary person. This was a man with a very large Vine following. Jessie's video gave a lot of details for internet researchers to go off of. These included the fact that the two were together in October of 2013, he had been arrested for what he did to Jessie, he was vegan, and a Vine star.
And
With
a Vine
this
star.
criteria, the internet began searching, and soon the following videos were called into question.
Do you have Windex?
No, what do I need that for?
You just need it.
I think we need these.
We definitely don't need those. Rapper 2 Chainz in chains. Do you think it's because
Okay.
he's different?
Of all the creators covered in this video, you might be the most familiar with Curtis Lepore. Not only were
I have no idea who Curtis Lepore is.
his solo vines extremely popular, but he also collaborated with some of the top creators on the platform, like Logan Paul and King Bach. And another one of these creators was Jessie. According to news articles covering the situation, Jessie had traveled to Los Angeles to meet up with Curtis. But this trip wasn't what you'd expect. Jessie had flown out with the intention of breaking things off with Curtis. Sometime after this, Jessie had suffered a concussion. Despite having split up, Curtis had offered to take care of her during this time and wanted to keep her company.
I mean, that's an admirable thing to do, but I guess this was going to take a dark turn.
At some point during the night, while Jessie was asleep, Curtis took advantage of her. Following this, the police were called and promptly arrested Curtis for what he had done. This news would shock users on Vine. Not only did something horrible happen to a creator they enjoyed watching, but it was also perpetrated by another creator that they loved. Many people cite Jessie and Curtis as being Vine's first celebrity couple. This image, unfortunately, would be tarnished in the end. Curtis would be released on bail and would quickly take to social media to deny charges against him. This unfortunately resulted in a flood of Curtis's followers going over to Jessie.
I don't know this whole story, but I hope to her God that she did not make this up. It is so easy for somebody to ruin somebody's reputation just by making false allegations. And it's something I consider like an unforgivable sin. Once somebody does that and they ruin somebody's life like that and it comes out later that it was false, oh my God, those people should be. I can't say because we're live, but yeah, no respect is given to them anymore.
Jessie's accounts and leaving her death threat.
Now, once again, I don't know the whole context, so I hope that isn't the case here, because it makes a mockery for real victims, if that is the case.
The charges towards Curtis were eventually dropped, I assume in part because of this retaliation. It's hard to say exactly why Curtis's fame continued to grow so much following the incident. Meanwhile, Jessie struggled to maintain her following. She would eventually leave Vine and start making music. I'm not exactly sure what she's doing today. Her ex account
Hopefully it's not making music, because from what I know, her music was pretty terrible.
says that she's a YouTuber, but she really only posts a couple times a year. It looks like she might have a husband and a child, so I hope that everything worked out for her in the end. As I mentioned a little bit ago, during her time on Vine, Jessie collaborated with a few other creators. One of these individuals would go on to take part in numerous controversies on the internet.
Oh, they're talking about the Gabby show? I know Gabby show. I used to love Gabby. I miss her content. I always wondered what happened to her. So this is going to be educational.
I'm sure I don't need to introduce you to Gabby Hanna. As it stands right now, there are literally dozens of uploads on YouTube compiling Gabby's time on Vine. She, like the other creators mentioned, would do funny skits and collaborations with other creators on the platform. One of these longtime collaborators was Jessie. Through surviving uploads online, we are able to get a look at what the friendship looked like between Gabby and Jessie prior to things turning south. This obviously isn't a drama channel, so I'm not going to get into full details, but following the incident between Jessie and Curtis, Gabby had taken Curtis's side, leaving her friend behind to preserve her career. Like Curtis, Gabby's fame would continue growing. She would eventually branch off of the Vine platform, creating a number of now defunct.
I hope she didn't go into music. I hate when people fucking do that. Well, they think I have a platform, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fucking make music. And I have nothing against people wanting to pursue an ambition. I have a problem with people trying to use the platform they've already started. You know, for example, like myself, right? I generally do like reaction stuff, horror content, sometimes some silly memes, whatever. And yes, I do some music, but it's all Suno, so I don't really take full credit for it. I don't like to put it out there like I'm a musician, because I'm not. I can't do that anymore. But if I were to suddenly build my platform up and I was to suddenly say, I don't know, like next week, hey guys, I'm dropping a new chili line, come and buy my chili, you know, available at Walmart. No, that's fucking terrible. It's like people don't subscribe to me for my taste in chili. What the fuck?
Channels, and even jump-starting her own music career.
Oh god.
But even prior to Vine's shutdown in 2017, Gabby had started to display signs that life in the public eye was beginning to negatively affect her. While it's hard to confirm it, many people believe that the pressures of remaining relevant as a content creator and the constant workflow contributed to her breakdown.
Now, I just want to
Damn.
preface, as I usually do when speaking about mental health on the channel, just because one particular individual might have a certain experience with a disorder doesn't mean that everyone suffering from that disorder will have that same experience. For Gabby
course.
Hanna, it was bipolar disorder, which sort of resulted.
Oh boy, if I can count on my finger the amount of people I know that have BPD that I used to work with. Anyways.
In her posting concerning posts to her social media pages. And I just bring this up because there's a stigma that individuals who have bipolar disorder are dangerous, and I just want to say that that's not necessarily the case.
So, as I mentioned before,
So I can't speak for all people with BPD. I don't have BPD, but I know plenty of people that do have BPD. But what I will say is generally the problem isn't that people have it, it's the problem that people don't want to take their medication, from my experiences.
following the shutdown of Vine, Gabby resorted to posting on other platforms.
Good for
One
her.
of these was her TikTok account. Unlike the Vines she once posted, some of these TikToks allowed viewers to see a more genuine and authentic side of Gabby. But in August of 2022, something changed.
I didn't even know she had a TikTok, so this is all new lore to me.
Root for us. I'm fighting for our cross to bear. Don't you want to see? Like, what is going on? And Gabby Hanna's the only person who figured it out.
Yeah, she lost it. That's the last.
Viewers noticed that Gabby was speaking erratically. On top of that, all the videos that you're seeing now, which is estimated to be over 100, were posted to Gabby's TikTok in a 24-hour period. During these rants, Gabby claimed to be the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Oh my fucking god. Are you serious? Oh my god. Like, okay, I'm not laughing at somebody having a mental breakdown. I'm laughing at the Messiah complex. Dude, anyways, all right.
While also making inappropriate remarks about people of color and trans
Oh,
people.
jeez.
It was clear that during this time, Gabby was not doing well. But with no one close to help her, things continued to get worse. Following the large amount of TikToks posted during Gabby's manic episode, an individual by the name of Nicholas went to her house to see if she was all right. Gabby had never met or talked to this man prior to him knocking on her door that morning. And Gabby, not operating in the right headspace, was happy to welcome the stranger into her home.
That's freaking scary, man. I mean, like, hopefully this guy had good intentions. But if somebody is that lost where somebody will knock on their door and they'll be like, yeah, come on in, man, we're having a blast. Like,
As the following videos were posted, Gabby's audience could do nothing but watch in horror as she and this strange man spent the day together.
Hey, Nicholas. Do you mind being on camera or you don't want to? I don't mind. Okay, so I want to, oh my God, my hair. A friend just texted me and I told him that I was going to go on a run for a guy who showed up at my house and was just feeling a little lost, asked to use the bathroom, and now we're going to go for a run together. He asked to pray with me. It was really nice. And his text was, Gab, listen to me now. Get that man out of your house. How do you feel about that?
That's rude.
It's kind of rude, isn't it?
Rude.
I think he meant well. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, well,
I think I would probably tell somebody the same thing too. Regardless of whether you have good intention or not. This is why, if you're really concerned about somebody, you call the local law enforcement, have them do a wellness check. That's all they have to do.
What? Not, he means well. We know he means well. My friend who texted me and told me to get the stranger out of my house. I think he meant well too.
yeah, I think so.
But Nicholas is good. And we're gonna go for a run because we already prayed and had our coffee and listened to music.
Yes.
I'm so happy I met you this morning.
Yes.
Thank you for knocking on my door, Nicholas.
Yes.
You are a brother in Christ. Let me show you something.
Oh my God.
It was a fucking treasure hunt. The church that I went to, the website says that I need to use my time, my talent, and my treasure. It was a treasure hunt. I can believe this because God.
Poor Gabby. Now I feel terrible for her. I used to really like her content when she was doing like comedy stuff. I thought she was hilarious.
God is this fucking awesome. It was a treasure hunt for the Garden of Eden, Heaven's Gates. Oh my God, you want to see the forbidden fruit? That is a lantana berry. It didn't grow the first 3 years I lived here because my gardener was chopping down my trees. And then there was all this drama and I had to grow up a lot and I was really embarrassed and the entire neighborhood thinks I'm white trash. I am. I don't give a So it finally grew and I realized it had berries on it. So I was like, can I eat lantana berries? So I Googled lantana berries. Are they safe to eat? And it said basically there's a 50-50 shot. And
You shouldn't. Oh my God.
some people say you shouldn't, but other people said it's fine. So I had the choice to eat those berries or don't. And I consciously made the decision that every child that would come into this house, that I would make sure they knew to not fucking touch those berries, no matter how tasty they look. I literally found the Garden of Eden.
With each passing upload, Gabby's audience watched as Nicholas continued to follow Gabby throughout her house. And though he stated that his intentions for being there were to pray with Gabby,
Well, he didn't kill her, right? I mean, something sinister said that she's still alive. Oh my God.
and join her on a run, this was not the case.
Do what you just did.
I'll share my water with you.
Literally, bots. By the way, Nick, I know you know who I am. Come on. Why did you lie to me this whole time? Why did you lie to me? That's for my acne, you dumb.
What the fuck?
House now, now, now.
Fortunately,
damn.
Gabby was able to pick up on this before kicking Nick out of her house. Following this bizarre string of uploads,
We also have a huge issue with this guy, Nick, who basically stalked Gabby, showed up at her house, filmed TikToks inside her house, was stooping about her meds, etc. And now he's trying to get on the A3 podcast, talk about his experience and take the opportunity. No, yeah, I have an issue with that too. I mean, obviously he's taking advantage of, or tried to take advantage of her.
Nick would actually be identified as one of Gabby's stalkers. According to some users on Reddit and TikTok, Nick had actually recorded his own videos while in Gabby's house and had planned to go on various podcasts to discuss his experience with Gabby. Needless to say, his intentions were never pure. He just wanted to take advantage of Gabby and exploit her during her compromised state. Following this incident, Gabby would continue
crazy,
following the
man.
controversies online. This eventually ended in a number of her accounts being terminated. Her current TikTok is still live, and she does post fairly regularly. And even though she's not inviting random strangers into her house, it does seem like she has moments of erratic or unhinged behavior. She does refer to
What
her
the
husband
hell,
a
man?
lot in these videos, so hopefully she's with someone who is able to take care of her. It is somewhat haunting to look back.
Well, I mean, I'll say good for her if she actually did get somebody that could handle her good, because I was getting concerned, and I don't know anything about her. I mean, aside from her vines, of course, but
Back at Gabby's old vines and see how different she was prior to the platform going down. She seems happier and more present, a far cry from her current state. In a world,
I wonder what was the deciding factor, because it couldn't have just been Vine shutting down. It could probably, I think probably what it was is she didn't have a plan. It just happened so drastically. I don't know. I just tell anyone who wants to be a content creator, like, always back up your content and always make sure it's stored on a secondary platform. Never put all your eggs in one basket.
saturated with short-form content, it's no wonder why many people look back at Vine and these creators with a sense of fondness. Vine was the first widely popular social media app dedicated to short-form content. Unlike its predecessors, Vine challenged its creators with a strict 6-second runtime, a feature that never changed even up until the end.
So Vine's shut down.
I think the 6-second runtime was really what made Vine very iconic in and of itself. The fact that you had to be creative.
Is obviously something that I've been alluding to for a while now. I don't think it's much of a surprise that Vine's disappearance from the App Store kind of shocked everyone. This was such a big platform that had so much potential and hype surrounding it. It was never like the app was declining over time or fizzling out of popularity. It was really the case where it feels like the app was taken away before it had the time to sort of realize its full potential.
I think I feel bad at possibly a bad point. Okay, what I think happened, and I think a bunch of people could probably corroborate this, which is the fact that other bigger brands like Instagram, Facebook, so forth, probably saw that it had potential to grow, so they bought it out. And it's that simple. I mean, it happens all the time with technology companies. It's not really that big of a deal.
Taken away before it had the time to sort of realize its full potential, which in retrospect probably looks a lot like what TikTok looks like. But in case you didn't know already, yes, Vine shut down in January of 2017. It was owned by Twitter at the time, and Twitter's plan was to sort of integrate the Vine app into the Twitter app, which kind of resulted in the Vine app that you and I know and love being changed to the Vine.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I thought it was, Twitter. But it was old Twitter, pre-Elon Twitter.
Camera app. This was basically just an app that allowed individuals to take pictures or videos and then post those, said pictures and videos directly to their Twitter account. Needless to say, it wasn't as big of a hit as they were expecting. And that concludes the history of Vine. Those are all the stories that I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video and you would like to see more like it, please make sure to subscribe to Something Sinister and let me know down in the comments below. As always,
I'm a little disappointed. I was expecting more horror. Like, there's definitely some creepy stuff here, but I'm a little disappointed with how it was. But we will think Something Sinister all the same. And I'll share the link with you guys in case you guys want to check it out for yourselves. But yeah, it wasn't bad. It just was not what I was expecting.